Ladies and gentlemen, my peers, the people beyond this room, the last couple of weeks up here has been somewhat emotional, somewhat sad, but mostly optimistic. And you can only appreciate the fact that if you're from Charleston and in your district, you had an incident like Mother Emanuel, you can only understand where I'm coming from. But not knowing what was to come of our efforts in this House, as you well know, a couple of weeks ago, it was the anniversary of the Clemente Pinckney hate crime bill passing the House. When that day came, when it actually happened, we had agreed, and it was hard for me to accept that, but I'm a team player. You're never supposed to become bigger than the cause. And the cause was to get the bill out of the House over to the Senate, which we did. Before the bill left the House, it was my good friend Representative King. In one of the subcommittee meetings, I had a discussion with him, and I said, you know what, Representative, let's name the bill after the late senator, because he deserved that. After we brought the senator up here, laid out in his coffin, laid him in state, we watched his peers over at the Senate and the House gathered around his coffin in tears, held hands, made a commitment that we will do anything to make sure that such an incident would never happen again. In other words, we would sacrifice. Ladies and gentlemen, this effort is not the intent to embarrass anybody, whether you're Republican or Democrat. This attempt was to bring unity, solidarity to South Carolina. I thought that I would get up here and not be emotional. But when you're dealing with 9 souls, and you're dealing with hate, and you're dealing with the fact that we have members in this chambers that have lost loved ones, and I'm gonna ask him to come up right now. Come on up, Representative Moore. When you're dealing with these types of situation, you wanna be fair. Just a couple of minutes ago in the restroom, I saw Representative Newton walking by, and I complimented him, and I told him, I like to give accolades where they're due. This was an effort on both sides, bipartisan effort. When I got up this morning, I wanted to sum all this up, summarize. One thing stuck out in my mind was the fact that when the bill passed in the House, it was Representative Cobb Hunter, and I'm gonna ask her to come up now. She walked over quietly, gave me a hug, pat on the back, and said, it doesn't stop here. She was right. I'm gonna ask all those members to come up with me as we present a voice, a message from Charleston. Sometimes God will send you people you least expect to do the talking. Representative Bernstein, we want the world to see, when we talk about hate crimes, This is not narrowed down to a people, a particular race. Hate crimes come in all forms, all colors. Whether you're white, Jewish, black, no matter what creed or color. People have to understand that. In South Carolina, we are poised, and please quote me on this, because the signs are written all over the walls. We are poised for a dangerous, hot summer. A lot of people ask us, what would a hate crime law do? My answer is, anytime you live in a state that you love and respect, and you see where there's a need for change, you want to be on the side of what we call righteousness and justice when they do happen, because they will happen. We cannot stay in this knowing that 48 other states have a hate crime law. We can't stay here. Get out of this category. Join the other states. Unite and love and respect, because hate crimes will happen. And now the world will say, my God, what is going on in South Carolina that they didn't get the memo? They didn't get the message after Walter Scott. They didn't get the message after Mother Emanuel. What's wrong in South Carolina? And all the in-betweens. Hatred for going into a certain school, or standing up and just being human, looking different, acting different, being different. No harm should fall to anybody in the greatest country in the world. We are all we got. You don't believe me? Look at Ukraine. You don't believe me? Look at Haiti. You don't believe me? Look in the mirror. Our democracy is under attack, people. We better wake up. Don't wait until it's too late. When truth is crushed to the ground, one day, you think you might have it now, but one day it will rise again. And I stand on that. We stand on that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a message from Charleston, a beautiful elderly woman. She's going to do the talking for the state and this country and the world. Please roll the film.
Hello, my name is Polly Shepard, and I am a survivor of the Mother Emanuel Massacre. On June 17, 2015, I looked into the eyes of hate when Dylan Roof told me to my face that he would let me live so I could tell the story. So I'm telling you the story now that hate killed your colleague and my former pastor, Reverend Clemente Pinckney. So I'm telling you now that hate murdered 9 members of my church. Hate intentionally selected Mother Emanuel because it is a black church. Hate shocked the nation, and now 8 members of South Carolina Senate are given a safe haven to hate. Every time you look at Senator Pinckney's photograph, you should be reminded that hate killed him. He was one of your colleagues, and hate murdered him. If we had a hate crimes law in South Carolina in 2015, our state should have charged Dylan Roof for killing the Emanuel 9. We should be able to prosecute hate crimes without relying on the federal government. So today, I sadly ask my senators, Brian Adams and Larry Grooms, who represent me in Berkeley County, and Senators Cash, Clymer, Garrett, and Loftus, and Rice, why are you holding up this bill? What is wrong with protecting us from hate crimes? Please remove your objection so this bill can pass today. As a survivor of an infamous crime, I ask the South Carolina Senate to pass a hate crimes bill today. The time has come to do right, because it is right. Thank you.
The message from Charleston. Thank you.